In my last video on, you know, what every strike by the Malian military means for the agenda of the West. The truth is, the AES is actually bad for business. The AES is not supposed to be in the frame. It's also, but this whole AES structure is not supposed to be in the framework of the African plan. You know, like a lot of people will say that Africa is not really Africa, they call it Akebulan. But the West gave it the name Africa for a reason. Now, the plan the West had for Africa was such a plan that, okay, we are supposed to be head and toe dependent on the West. Now, a lot of people have said it several times that Africa is sufficient enough when it comes to the climate, when you're talking about the soil, when you're talking about agriculture, when you're talking about mineral resources, human capability, when it comes to the number, when it comes to youth or whatever, Africa is the only continent that does not necessarily have to depend on anybody for help. But the problem is that is not the plan, because some people, they don't have all these resources in abundance like Africans have it. So now they will do everything they can to make sure they infiltrate the electoral process. That is one of the things they have to do, so that they can get their selected officials, which are the puppets, right, in place, so that the puppets can create a very, very bad condition, so that a lot of people can now run through the asylum door or whatsoever door, and the cycle of slavery and colonialism continues. If you look at what people just tell you they are traveling out of Africa, it's still the same slavery, but just that this time around you have to pay to be enslaved. To be honest with you, black people are still being treated, not so different. It's just the treatment now is a modern way of treating them the same way they used to treat them. So now, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, where they stand in the framework of things, is actually too dangerous for the interest of the West in Africa. And when you are too dangerous for the interest of the West will try to take you out of the picture. Hence, the last coup d'etat in Burkina Faso. You see, the intention, very, very dark. Long range shot, short range from point blank, explosive. So when you look at the entire intention, right? The intention was not just Damiba, just not just that ordinary man. It was a Western plan coup d'etat, if you look at it properly. And that is because Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger is beginning to expose these people. And one of the biggest way through which they are exposing them is exposing the whole, intervention, aids, right? To expose the counterterrorism aspect. There's something they call, you know, um, R2P, right to protect, from the United States. They have that first right to go into any country and protect the citizen of that country from insecurity. Now, it comes to a point, the United States don't even need to collaborate with you to get into your country to kind of exercise that right to protect. Once it's terrorism, they have that right to go in. Now, hence the playbook of they introduce terrorism, and it gives them that right to come in and influence your activity within your country, causing destabilization. Now, let's get back to the African playbook. Africa has those resources in abundance. You want to talk about rare earths? You want to talk about diamonds? You want to talk about anything you want to talk about at all, which they are supposed to purchase. And it's supposed to make Africa a place that they want to travel to, right? If you look at it properly, if things were supposed to be the way it's supposed to be, they are supposed to travel to Africa to come and even like for tourism, for so many things. Let's even go and see this beautiful place where we get our gold from. Let's go and see this place where we get our diamond from. Like all those things. Africa is super endowed, but it's not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be the farm, the mining field, you know. And every time there is racism, any act of racism, either a white person calling a black person using the N word, or so, they're trying to make you feel less of yourself. So it takes the greater consciousness for you to know that I'm better than you in every way, form, and like any capacity. I will outfox you. I think faster than you. I think smarter than you. Given the same equivalent, given equivalent opportunities, man, the proof is out there in the open. So, but it takes smart thinking people to understand this. So now, the thing is this: they created insecurity in the Sahel. Now, a lot of people, I continue to say this. There is a reason. You see, they say to whom much is given, much is expected. God gave the Sahel state a lot of critical mineral resources that have strategic advantage. So, because those resources are in abundance, the thing is, let's give them abundant insecurity and destabilization. You see, the most disturbed part of Africa, go and check, are the most endowed parts. Look at DRC. Look at the level of carnage and massacre. Look at Sudan. Now look at the Sahel. Now, to tell you how important this country is, go to Twitter, the X platform. Go and check how many so-called security analysts are focused on the Sahel. Go and look at how many times in a day is it LCI, all those French channels. Go and look at how many times they concentrate on talking about issues relating to Sahel. There are some bunch too that are focusing on DRC. There are some bunch too that are focusing on Sudan. Paint them in a bad light and trigger the clauses you have on your selected puppets, so that those your selected puppets can ask for international help. African Union continue to call for international help. European, what's it called? ECOWAS too continue to call for the same thing. It is because these organizations were planted to bring them in. They never ever, for once in their lifetime, believe that there will be people in these countries that will stand up and say, we don't really need you like that. They did not believe that there will be people that are brave enough. So it happened in the Sahel. Now, the terrorism was supposed to be a give back. Was supposed to be a way through which they get back from Africa. Every time they give you a resources, like a military capability, they get back resources from you. You don't pay America back in cash. They don't need it. They print the dollars. So what do they produce the most? Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman. So for America to be relevant, you understand? Three people at the same time. So now, for America to be relevant in the scale, in the landscape of things, right? They have to cause problem. You know how many military bases they have? You see, that base in Ghana, that American base in Ghana, is a theater of operation for a lot of things that a lot of people don't know. Even the Ghanaians themselves don't know. When you find America, you find trouble. When America knocks your door, man, you have to prepare all your weapons. Like you have to be fully combat prepared for these guys. I'm telling you. Tell me what America have that they can give to anyone. No, tell me one thing apart from dollar in exchange for something, and they don't give it for free. Or they say they are the, you know, biggest military power on the planet. What do they produce? They produce weapons. What are weapons used for? Unaliving it. Oh, no. Why would you need weapon? To unalive a certain group of people. Who are you unaliving? Probably your own people that have been manipulated with a lot of funds, right? Now, they will bring in this equipment. So for them to bring in this equipment, Africa did not need equipment before. They were plundering without equipment, but packing the resources was not enough. Yes, it wasn't enough. And even most of their selected officials, they also introduce fraud to them. Have you heard about that before? That's another kettle of fish entirely. You continue to hear that different African leaders were caught, so money, so account, and so account. It's not because these leaders were corrupt from the start. They told them about it. They came to sit with them. Diplomatic conversation. Do you know we can help you launder so amount? So the moment they agree to it, they become assets. So the Nigerians that are thinking they can vote Tinubu out, they have to think again. You have to just do more than votes. You have to do more than voting. Tinubu is an asset. They will pay every hole in the trenches to make sure they get him back to power, because he's actually making sure that they are imagine somebody that pay $9 million for lobby. That is a different case entirely. The Sahel states are now taking steps that is defiling the hordes. How? They brought in terrorism. The more they give capabilities to the terrorists, right? The terrorists continue to show something different, right? They gave FPV drone, it failed. They gave fiber optic drone, it was knocked down. Now the Sahelian states were destroying the terrorists en masse with their different drone capability. What did they do? They got them anti-material, anti-aircraft guns. Now the terrorists are destroying them. The military of these countries are destroying those equipment. Is a problem for them. I don't know the level that they are willing to go to escalate this issue. Before, the capabilities of the terrorists were not so advanced. It was not so advanced because still, let's just keep the war going. These ones, they don't, we Africans don't have the military industrial complex to sustain a very high intensity war against any type of insurrection. You look at the equipment of the enemy, you have to ask yourself the question, where are they getting it from? Who is funding? How are they feeding? Now, there are strategic ways of spending money. They don't give money to the foot soldiers. There is a way they do these things. So now, where their problem is coming from now is that this problem they built to exploit is no longer giving them their intended goal, which is give weapons to get resources. At the end of the day, you realize that they were the ones gaining. They give terrorists. How much are they paying these terrorists? The last time I checked, for the INSO NGO to function, the INSO NGO, they were paying one of them, I think about, there was one that was taking $6,000+ per month. There was one that they were paying $12,000 plus for espionage. That was their job. Espionage. They call it NGO. So when they tell you that they are donating aid, those aids are strategic financing for the operations of the terrorists. Now, when the terrorists make life so difficult for the government, the citizens, when they make it so difficult for the citizens continue to cry for foreign intervention. And that's where the US had to step in the case of Nigeria. Guess what they did to Mali? Remember when Rudi Atala came to Mali and told the Malians, and Mali at that time was the headquarter, right, of the Alliance of Sahel. It was the Confederate head. Now, thank you so much, Baboliko. Big up from the Caribbean. Oh, shout out to you, man. Now, the intention at that time, they told the Alliance of Sahel States, especially Mali, we will help you destroy the leaders of the terrorists. That was what they said. We know where they are, we know how they operate, we have their connection link. What connection link were they talking about? Starlink. They were talking about the Starlink. Who controls the Starlink? Elon Musk. Now, let me give you another context so that you can understand better. When they wanted to attack Iran recently, what was their communication system? Starlink. For Iran to avert the disaster, they brought down the connectivity of the Starlink to the limit through the help of the Chinese. Now, they have different way of destabilizing people. So let's go back to Mali. Now, we will help you locate them and destroy them. What is the gain? The take is you will give us lithium and gold mining right. So they will send in their companies. Now, you will think they will help you to eliminate. No, they will just take out some group of people. Then the terrorists will fight back with resentment. Now they'll call their boys to order. When you go out there to operate, don't come closer to this region. Don't overstep your boundaries to this region. Don't come closer. Now, a lot of people think all these different sects that you hear the name, oh, this one, that one, that one, that one. No, they all came from the same origin, but the interest started changing as times goes on. So Mali said no because of the partnership they had with, their friends, the Russians, the Chinese, and the Turkish, right? These three players are crucial to the Sahel states. Now, Burkina Faso changed the narrative because initially the narrative they started, you can see that when Emmanuel Macron was talking, he was talking about winning the narrative war. These people, they don't have common sense. He was talking about winning the narrative war. His thinking is such a way that he think we are here to talk. He think we are here to tell stories, to shout. No, we are not doing that. This is not about narrative. This is about high intensity crackdown. That's what it is. They think this is about talking. They said the Sahel states were substituting one master for another master. Guess what Burkina Faso did? Burkina Faso said, we have the VDP. We don't need anybody in our territory. Give us the equipment. We are going to deliver the results. You see, going against someone like Captain Ibrahim Traore is one of the biggest problem anyone can have in front of you. It's like playing chess against an expert, not just an expert that is equally professional. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you for the super thanks salute. Now, going against Captain Ibrahim Traore, let me tell you something at this point. I would not want to go against someone like Captain Ibrahim Traore when it comes to the kinetics of combat, when it comes to the calculus of combat. See, let me tell you something. The role of the general on the battlefield is not to carry the gun and exchange the fire. No, there are people to do that. And yet, the general is the most crucial figure. One, you talk about the experience of the general. The general can easily read the calculus of combat and tell you the outcome of a combat where both sides are exchanging heavily. They can easily improvise, adapt, and overcome different situations. Now, the thing is, if you look at the level of intelligence of Captain Ibrahim Traore, that man is a problem for a lot of people that have negative influence towards Africa. The influence that is coming out of the Sahel alone is a shocker. That's why at a point they said he talks too much. Because every time he speaks, how did they know he was talking too much? Because even when he speaks, they equally listen. They equally listen when he speaks. They have no job at this point again. So the problem now is they give the terrorists a certain type of capability. The Sahelian state find a way to destroy that capability with a very, 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 very terrific counter capability. Guess what? The Lockheed Martin C1 Hercules aircraft for Nigeria. Now I'm telling you how things change in warfare, and if care is not taken. Now let me tell you this: if they are wise enough, they are supposed to stop this aggression at this point and just see how everything will play out. Because if they push too much, and that is the thing about warfare, when you push this side to a certain point and you don't break them completely, they will develop adaptation, they will develop resistance, and they will quickly develop mental and some sort of technical counter capability that will make them start for, giving you heavy damage. The Lockheed Martin aircraft, during the coup d'etat. Now, the time when Burkina Faso released the information of the coup d'etat was not when the plan started. The plan started long before them, months before that. And Burkina Faso the Burkina Faso intelligence were intercepting the information from time to time. They were on top of the matter. So now, what was this about? The Burkinabe state were already aware of all this. Okay, we are going to bring in Super Tucano by a foreign state. They were only going to be able to secure one Super Tucano. So for me, I personally said I don't even believe one Super Tucano was their intention. And I know those equipment, those aircrafts were going to be coming straight from. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Babolika. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. The capabilities were going to be coming from Benin Republic. Don't forget, the amphibious landing that General Abdurrahmani Shiani talked about. The 10 amphibious landing and counting, as at the time of the report, they were, and the troops that left the Sahel, they docked in Benin. They docked in Benin. They have a second plan. And guess what? Alassane Dramani Ouattara, the president of Ivory Coast, is there because France is the only reason why he's still there. Alassane Ouattara is not ruling over the Ivorians because he has the credibility or what it takes to be there. He's there because France is backing him up. So he will do anything to make sure the interest of France is fulfilled. Know your enemy and know yourself. The problem they have right now is that an abnormal thinking person that whose two eyes are closed should know that going against someone like Ibrahim Traore is dangerous. Do you know how intelligent that guy is? Like, in my schooling days, right? As a medical professional, I was the best in so many courses, like anatomy, physiology, biochemistry. Like, Captain Ibrahim Traore is one of the few people I've come across in my life, and I had to tell myself, like, bro, this dude is like it's levels ahead of you. Like, I can't lie, and I'm not shy about it. I am a very competitive person. Like, I pay attention. I think I'm smart, but Captain Ibrahim Traore makes me look at myself like I'm dumb. And I'm not shy about what I'm saying now. It's so embarrassing that somebody that can be that smart. It's not just smart, it's honest. He's not just honest, it's accountable. He's not just accountable, he's disciplined. I don't know how that guy happens to be an African. Because when you look at the behavior of let's say Nigerians, for example, when it comes to stealing, like, man, have you all seen the amount of money that Nigerians were stealing, like political office holders recently? So, when you put everything together and you look at somebody like Ibrahim Traore coming out, now it was Ibrahim Traore. When you see everything that is going on in Madagascar, Botswana, or look, the heat from the Sahel is what is creating so much, heart and grit, and giving a lot of people the courage to say, okay, we don't want this. A lot of people don't want it, but they don't know who to look up to give them the courage to stand up. Every time Captain Ibrahim Traore speaks, there is trouble. When he speaks, there is courage, there is hope, but in some camp, there is trouble. Go and look at most of the presidents in the ECOWAS bloc. They are bad for business. They are bad for everything that you can talk about. They are bad for economy. They are bad for the future generation. They are diabolic. So the best way to keep themselves where they are, constantly and continuously serving the interest of their masters, is to fight against those guys that are pro-African. See, the AES leaders are not just pro-African, they are ultra-Africans. Like, those ones are not pro again, they are now ultra, like they are beyond the level of, like, I don't know. So Nigeria tested let me not lie to you, I will tell you the honest truth now. Nigeria tested the waters. With that Hercules aircraft, Nigeria tested they wanted to know, Nigeria wanted to know the depth of, okay, these guys, what are they talking about? They tested that water and they discovered that, even when they kept their tongue in, they discovered that water was very sour. Go and ask, if you want to find out, go and ask questions. Ask those Air Force personnel that were detained in Burkina Faso. Do you know the circumstance behind their detention? They did not even, like, nobody called them. Nobody, no government officials, not Air Force chiefs, nothing. They were there hopeless, tired and wretched, until there was a call for diplomatic conversation where our foreign minister went there. A show of complete shame. And I can guarantee you, if you look at the way the West are controlling Tinubu right now, that move over Bobo de la Soul was like, okay, let's check these guys, let's even know what they are all about. And they got properly checked by Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso knows what they were saying. Oh, salute, Brother Homer, welcome to the house. Burkina Faso know what they are saying when they said it was a forced landing. They told them to calm down. calm down with your so that was a big checker right there. That was where they discovered that, man, this is not what we are expecting. This is not what they were expecting. Now, I think Burkina Faso have some strategic air defense capability at that point. But I think, plus the coup d'etat, I think Burkina Faso is beginning to say things like, man, these people might want to play with us differently. Okay, let's play different. Hence the Black Winter. And for the preparation for the Black, I'm telling you, this equipment that are entering, they are entering because these are like, if you fly over this airspace. Now, let me give you the bigger aspect of this thing. The fact that you saw this equipment in Burkina Faso, let me tell you what it means. It means the same equipment. They didn't know that it was that kind of party, right? The fact that Burkina Faso brought in those air defense systems, it means that Mali and Niger already has those. Either they have it on the way coming, or it's going to land anytime soon. Now, thank you so much. Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much, my brother. I love you. I love everybody on this platform. I like when I'm able to speak with my people. Do you know I hardly sleep at night without talking to everyone in the Adrift community? That's how much I love this community. So now, imagine that you try to invade that no, just try to invade one of these guys. It is not the fact that only Burkina Faso can spoil the party for you. It is the fact that they already have a strategic military department, which is the FUAES, the Alliance of AES forces, that are ready to compound the war for you. They have air capability, they have ground troops, they have equipment. Now, each country now have their own equipment and their own military. Do you do you did this? I posted a video. Did you see when Captain Ibrahim Traore was talking about how he's trying to prepare for high intensity war? Like, do you know what Vladimir Putin told the Europeans when Captain Ibrahim Traore traveled for that Victory Day in Moscow? Vladimir Putin said, who were they trying to threaten by saying that Ibrahim Traore was there? So even Putin himself understood the type of element he was dealing with. Ibrahim Traore, look, I think he looks very, very nice in the face, but man, the heart of Ibrahim Traore is completely different. A good man, but he applies correspondingly the way you don't even expect, beyond expectation. I see me go it the day he spoke and I listened to him. I was shocked to my marrow. These guys are great guys. Look at what is happening in Niger. Niger was the second to the last country in Africa when it comes to poverty. Now, if you're second to the last in Africa, it means that all over the world you should be last five. Nigeria, Nigeria was the country that was donating electricity to Niger. Now, somebody told me something yesterday. Hmm. Do you know that we, the Africans that are dedicating ourselves to the fight for the AES, we are equally smart people. Just our loyalty is a little bit different from what you find around in Africa. They said this S300 here defense system, some people are using the ultra modern. Okay, how many African countries have that number of air defense capability? Nigeria only has probably one intermediate range air defense system. One. I think they recently procured early last year, they procured, I think, one S300. Hey, God. A lot of people do, a lot of people don't understand what is going on in Africa. What the Sahel state are doing is a shock to the West. You get what it means? Thank you so much, brother from Sierra Leone. Thank you so much. The thing is this, right? This air defense capability, Captain Ibrahim Traore now said something. So for me to remind those people that are now saying that this and all, Captain Ibrahim Traore said we should tell you, and I'm telling the people, the detractors, the people that don't want to hear common common instruction. He said we are in the 1800. So for those shameless people that you hear now, Captain Ibrahim Traore said we are not ashamed. We are not competing with everybody. He said we are in the 1800 and we don't have any time to waste. That's why when you see road construction, what does Captain Ibrahim Traore say? He said 24 hours job. Before they started the pavement of road, they trained personnel, they bought all the equipment. You can see how road construction is going day and night because it is being controlled by indigenous people. It's a state-controlled initiative. Everything is within. It's not like you go and call some people from Lebanon or somewhere else that are coming. They are collecting so much money. They are telling you, okay, at this point we want to. No, 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 no. They are heavily investing academically in the engineering sector. A lot of physicists are coming out of Burkina Faso. Do you know what that means for the future? A lot of people don't understand that things are changing. Now, if things are changing at that level, and Captain Ibrahim Traore is telling you that we still exist in the 1800s, he says some countries are living in 2023. So let me now bring Nigeria that is living, Nigeria is living in 2023 now, right? If a country that is living in 1800 can check you, and a country that is living in the 1800, right, is already acquiring S-300 air defense system. When they get to 1900th century, what type of system do you think they will have? And when they get to the 20th century, what do you think they will be about? Probably they will be creating their own military capability by themselves at that point to sustain whatever type of warfare. Now, I'm going to tell you the difference between Sankara and Traore. Nobody should think for 1 second that Traore and Sankara are the same when it comes to how they respond. Thank you so much, By Design. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Thank you so much. Your audio is a bit low. Are you serious? Like, is it very low? Okay, I'm going to raise my voice, right? It's not even like they are going to, even if they are going to go nuclear, nobody knows, right? The West are seriously watching. I have a lot of people that when I came up with this information, a lot of people try to strategically water it down until I started providing evidence. Before we speak, we even have people like weapon inspectors, professor of physics, like people that are experts in counterterrorism, military generals that we talk. I'm from a military background. So I have people I consult on so many issues before I even come out to speak about some things. So I can guarantee you that, and look at how they are growing. Construction industrialization is going. Okay, location on my mic, right? Can you hear me now? Industrialization is going on, creation of jobs, and they are getting in a lot of equipment. They are training physicists. If you look at the way they've structured everything right now, the only way Burkina Faso can go from here is up. They are not coming down. And it's scary. It's scary. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So now, this takes everything to a whole new level. That at this point right now, they are scared. Look, everything Burkina Faso does right now is a threat to the West because that playbook has failed. The playbook is that we give you terrorism, you need equipment to help yourself out. Ah, God, they wanted to sabotage the Sahel. Shit. They wanted to sabotage the hell out of the Sahel. Did you see what Assimi said? When they needed equipment to counter the insurrection that they created. Ah, God. Now, when they and thank you so much, Kiteo. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Shout out to you. When they create this insurrection, right? They create it simply because they want your people to start accusing your people. So you will see you that you are supposed to love your neighbor now. I'm pushing. You know what? Look, for me currently now, I've chosen Namibia, right? I'm supposed to go to Burkina Faso I was supposed to go to either Mali or Niger. I love these countries, but I was making my plans some days ago, and I was like, okay, probably before I'm going to go to I'm going to go to Namibia. Yeah, Namibia. 2 million people there. I like the way Namibia is going about their business. Netumbo Nandi is doing a very, very great job. I'm going to like anywhere I get to my environment, I'm going to invest in the people there. I'm going to make sure that look, Pan-Africanism is going to spread. There's going to be ultra like it's going to be great moment wherever I find myself. I'm going to create jobs and like we have to like the population is very, very nice. You build up from that population. We are going to campaign, right? We are going to campaign for a lot of things. Can you hear me? Am I loud enough? So I chose Namibia for a reason, right? A lot of people told me to go to Burkina Faso, but I'm still looking at I'm still weighing the option, you know. But I went to Namibia for a reason. So what they tried to do to the Sahel states, right? How do Africa get France out? They are going to do it, right? They are going to do it. Look at what Showore said yesterday. How did Pan-Africanism get to Android? A lot of people used to think, a lot of people, they all think I was a Pan-Africanist from the very start. No, I wasn't. I was a big sport analyst in Nigeria. I've never ever thought about anything called Pan-Africanism. I didn't even know what it was all about. I have skill, I deploy my skill in whatever I'm doing, right? I try to be the best at whatever I'm doing. And I was doing great with the sport analysis and all of that. I don't like watching football, but I like analyzing, right? So I listened to Captain Ibrahim. No, I was hearing about Captain Ibrahim Traore. Then I heard the story of General Langley, and I heard the way Africans from all over the world responded, right? That response kind of like, who is this guy that is unifying the entire black community this way? Who is this? Who is this? So it wasn't like I knew any, like I was like, who is this person? Now, you have to go back to the allegation that caused the whole uprising. So I looked at the context of General Langley, and now, okay, who is this Ibrahim Traore that they're talking about? Then I saw everything that he has said and all of that. I was like, damn, this is different. Yeah, actually, yeah. Thank you so much, brother. So when I listened to Captain Ibrahim Traore, I was like, who is this man? Like, now, what caught my attention was like, when this guy is talking, he's not reading scripts. Oh God. I'm going to post one video for you all tomorrow. Like when Tinubu was speaking to, I think one of the UAE ambassadors. Like the UAE ambassador was looking at him and he was embarrassed. Tinubu was literally reading from the script. Like, God. That guy, Caballo said he feels embarrassed. Man, so now see, going from somebody like Tinubu to Captain Ibrahim Traore. Now it's not that it's not. Look, Nigerians are smart. We are intelligent, but I'm looking at somebody from Burkina Faso, right? I'm looking at the level of intelligence. I'm looking at the. We don't even speak the same thing, but when you convert it to English, I'm like, what? Now the experience he has been able to accumulate at that young age, the things he know. Hey, and I was like, man, this cannot be real. So looking at that asset, because Captain Ibrahim Traore is an asset for Africa. I feel like, man, they are trying to take this guy out for real, because Africa is not supposed to have this type of brain. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much, brother. Salute to you from Jamaica. Shout out to you, man. So I said, okay, I'm going to give my voice and I'm going to campaign for this person. And I started in my office in the place of work where we have a lot of people. So because America called them bad, Nigerians are so colonized that instantaneously, oh, he's bad. Then I came out with different evidence because I'm somebody that like working with evidence. Receipts here, receipts here, receipts here. Then I started breaking everything down for them, bringing the Iraqi situation, bringing so many campaigns, the one in Libya, the intention of the people that were attacked. And everybody were like, oh, America they are the devils. And from that day forward, I kept on, and it was first of all Burkina Faso, so concentrated on Burkina Faso. Then the story took me to Mali. Then the struggle of Mali took me back to Niger. Then I loved everything about these three countries and what it stood for, and how disciplined they were, and how united they were. Now, that is not the main thing. The fact that for the first time, there are a group of individuals that was able to successfully unify the entire Black population, that was a shock. Thank you so much, brother. That was the greatest shock of my life. Now, a lot of people, colonial borders have caused a lot of problems. Now, a lot of Nigerians were telling me that I am not patriotic the way I supported Burkina Faso against Nigeria during the Lockheed Martin and all of that. They thought this thing was all about me. It's not about me. You have a lot of criminals in this country. Like, too many criminals. The good ones are running from Nigeria. Now, the ones that stayed behind, go and look at it. That thing happens a lot in many environments. The good one runs away because they can't survive among the bad ones, right? So, and it happens every time, even in my office. Because I say no to corruption, I have a lot of people that hate me to death, right? I know that every time I enter the office, they are very, very angry. Even though they know that this guy is capable, is highly competent, is this, is that. They hate me for the fact that the way I respond when you are trying to, when you are trying to take advantage of the citizens you are there to serve. So they were saying I'm supposed to use my platform to support Nigeria, that patriotism is supporting your own regardless of the situation. And that was where I let people understand that, look, I'm African before I'm Nigerian. And who told you that my ancestors can really, really tell me clearly that they came from Nigeria? A lot of people don't understand. A lot of people don't understand a lot of things, right? So, who told you that your ancestors really, really came from Nigeria? There are people in the Caribbean. There are people in the US. There are people in Canada. There are families from Nigeria here that have lived so long, and their generations and generations and generations, they can't even trace their root back to Nigeria. It's so long. Jamaica, all of us are linked one way, and somehow we are all linked. Right? So, what they don't understand is that it is the interest of Africa for me first. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, brother. It is the interest of Africa for me first. Most especially, what makes Africa happy before I think about Nigeria. Is Nigeria even a country? Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Easy. You know, is the interest of Africa for me first before Nigeria. Now, let me tell you something. Many times when I want to sleep at night, sometimes this fear gets to me. I won't lie, it's not easy. Why? Because the level of exposure I do on my platform, right? And the amount of saboteurs we have in Nigeria and the number of CIA agents we might have in this country, which we cannot even, account for. Anybody might be a target. So every day I walk the streets, I always have it at the back of my mind that, man, I might be a target and I don't know. Do you know the bad aspect? If YouTube had given me, I don't know what happened, I don't know what is going on, but if I have had the opportunity to post some French officials revelation on this platform, man, it would have, in fact, a lot it would have been a serious tsunami. But anytime I post it, they put, in fact, they stopped that video. They almost destroyed the video. If I am allowed to add the French version of revelation to things. So that was where I discovered that France, they are critically looking at my videos. I have seen the same videos on pro-French channels that are supporting their terrible act in Africa. But when I post it and I try to get something out of it, no, it's not allowed on the Android community. So I understand that this channel is under the radar. Yeah, I definitely know that the channel is under the radar. And no, I said this a couple days ago that there was a brother he has now been released. So thank you to those that gave their support. He has now been released. My friend that was, arrested in like a kidnap style because he was, always giving information. Thank you so much, Twine. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you. It was always giving information about what was going on the front line, and they abducted him, right? But me, what guides me is the consciousness to be truthful and the fact that I don't care. You see, I don't care what happens in this fight for freedom. Like at this point, if I tell you my mind is now numb, like I will do this regardless of what is going to happen because I'm not different from those that are laying down their life on the front line. Because my biggest aim in life is to make my society so good to the point that I will be able to influence a lot of people to come around me. And that's what I've always done. Like the whole of my vicinity here, I have a lot of friends because these people are my first security. And that is what should guide a lot of people. We don't live in an isolated world. And for you to live like that, you have to be a very, very honest person. And this thing can radiate. So the thing is, Captain Ibrahim Traore, I really, really want to appreciate him because he changed my life personally. Yeah. 2025 was a life changer. A lot of things happened to me that if somebody had told me that this thing is going to happen to you in your lifetime, you are going to be able to get out of this type of thing just by listening to another person, I'm going to say it's a lie, right? I'm talking about addiction to watching football. Like, and football is a sort of getting your allegiance and getting your loyalty in a very soft way. And a lot of people don't understand. It takes a very, very deep level of consciousness. Before you know you support Chelsea, before you know you support this club, you support this club. Go and find out. Either you like, what are those things adding to us? Nothing. They only, change your emotional energy and emotional flow. And at the end of the day, a lot of time is being wasted. Africa is not concentrating on what they are supposed to concentrate on. We are against time. And that's why I love Captain Ibrahim Traore. And we should be running. We should be running. Captain Ibrahim Traore says something to make things easier for us. He told the people that innovation is not always the first target. You can procure it, check what they did, reverse the technology, reproduce what they've done. That is it. Go and look at all the Chinese equipment, all the Chinese aircraft. They see Russian aircraft, they look at the American aircraft, they look at, okay, what this person did, they will do their own. There's nothing bad in that. Nothing bad in that. Americans were colonized by the British, right? But as times went by, America did it better. So yeah. Thank you so much. True Mamle is another very, very great Pan-Africanist. And she's a very, very thank you so much, brother. True Mamle is a very, very great person. Um, I've not been able to do a live session with her, but I can guarantee you all that the day I have a live session with an expert, it has to be somebody that has great understanding about what is going on. Most especially, we are talking about the military aspect. We're talking about the economic development in Burkina Faso. We are talking about the infrastructure when it comes to education, and on so many fronts. When it comes to the Malian state, when it comes to Niger itself, it has to be somebody that is equally very, very thank you so much. It has to be somebody that is very, very smart. You know what I mean? So um so that the best of me can come out, because I need somebody to be able to pick these questions out. You know, Captain Ibrahim Traore is a righteous man. Like when we talk about righteousness, it deals with your inner consciousness. The fact that this man is a Muslim and he's still able to put some Islamic extremist clerics behind bars. They picked three of them and they put them behind bars. Do you know what I mean? Like he put them behind bars. So even though he's a Muslim, now take one thing for to be very, very. Let me let me say another thing now. Captain Ibrahim Traore, Abdurrahmani Chiani, Asimi Goita, they are all Muslims, right? But these are the best in Africa currently. The best in Africa currently. There is only one reason for that. It is because these are real. See, for you to be righteous has nothing to do with religion, right? They are righteous people. It's in the heart. It's in your consciousness. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So this whole thing of he's an Islamic jihadist and all of that. No, it's a way of creating separation. It's a way of making you a bad. It's a way of making you look at another person that look like you as your biggest enemy. Look, there are so many tools that have been used against the black community in the world. A united black community is the strongest community on the planet. I can guarantee you that. A united black community is the strongest community on the planet, the most resilient community on the planet. But they don't want that to happen. They've manipulated some brothers and manipulated some sisters that when they see another black brother, they'll be like, "Oh, that's my biggest enemy." No, I don't have no enemy, right? But you don't have enemies. You only have people that have been manipulated based on different interests, right? We don't have enemies. No black person is ever my enemy. If I get to any white nation on the planet, I'm never going to be able to close my eyes until I get to where I can see multiple black people. Do you get what I'm saying? Until when I see, now I think I can close my eyes. It is how much I appreciate the black community. It's how much comfortable I get when I know that, oh, yeah, that's another person that carry my beautiful skin. That's when that's another person that is equally as smart as I am. You know what I mean? Thank you so much for the donation in the super chat. Thank you so much. So we are not existing at the when we were talking on our platform the other time. There was I've forgotten the name. I think it was a white person that said, "Oh no, Burkina Faso is this and that. They don't have this advanced avionics. They don't have this and that." And I brought out evidence, and he stopped talking. Like, and it is how these people see us, right? They think we are not smart like that. That is why when they see that the Sahel state do something that is very, very consequential, they be like, it's Russian propaganda. Russians are manipulating Africa. That's one of the most embarrassing things I've seen in my life. I have never taken any note from Russia in my life. I've never taken not even one note from Russia. Yeah, I love what Vladimir Putin does for his people. I won't lie. I think we even knocked out one Russian from our platform on Telegram, you know, because, our brothers were not trusting him like that. He was pro Russia. I don't blame him for that. But we are ultra Africans. So, it's different interests, right? Now, they believe that Africans, see, these things are planned, right? They pick those. Imagine that Tinubu is the one representing Nigeria. Look, everything is supposed to make us look bad. The reason why I've ever watched an American movie is because I like the way the Black Americans act in the movie. Like, I see people like it is a way of projecting influence to us. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, new members. New member in the building. Thank you. Thank you for joining the community. Thank you. So it's a way of like making us like them. But most of the time, they use somebody that have our skin. They make them the antagonist in the movie, the person that get defeated. So you kind of look at your own people again, like it's affecting the young generation, the mind of the young ones. And that is why I said the new movie that Burkina Faso won, they should try to pray that somebody like me should not get into Burkina Faso. That movie, a French person has to be the last enemy that will take the last bullet. Because that's how the movie is supposed to be, because they're the one funding terrorism now. No matter the number of jihadists you kill, the last big boss that take the last bullet, it should be the people that are really, really funding the terrorism in real life. And they don't know we know this playbook. They don't know we know this. They don't know we know this thing. So that is the influence we are trying to build. Such a way that it's not only Andrade that has this information. Several other people have this information. Several other people now know that, okay, you are the real enemy. You are not saving anybody. You are not saving. You are never ever going to save anybody. You cannot even save yourself. So it's gradual. And it starts with how we raise our young ones, our kids and all of that. So the poor people around us, to make sure that thank you so much. Thank you so much. So not looking at the next person to us as our enemy, but as our next defense. It's just like the way countries are. If you don't help the next country to you to solve the insecurity crisis, it will extravasate into your border. So it's the way we should look at the next person to us that look like us. Look at how the European Union, how they unite with themselves when they're trying to address a common threat. But it's so unfortunate that Africans have been manipulated by these same people. You get what I'm saying? They've been manipulated by these same people. They kind of thought I could be manipulated at first. Yes. I got a lot of proposals. I got a lot of people approaching and saying, why don't you talk about these people? Why don't you talk about Russia and Ukraine? They thought I was here for money. That's the problem. He said, oh, you can get a lot of traffic from the Russia and Ukraine war. It has more this, it has more that. Families, let me say this. Do you know that everything that relates to Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, the algorithm, the algorithm has somehow been manipulated. When it's about the Sahel, go and look at it. Even now they are trying, there's a new colonization on the way. And please, I want a lot of people to be aware. AI. There is a positive side to AI and there's a negative side to AI. They're trying to destroy the originality of people. They are trying to make it's just like calculator. People could do simple arithmetic at some point back in the days, like with their brain, boom, they're there. But some people, for them to add 200 to probably 750 or 730, they will be like, okay, hold on, let me punch it into the calculator. So it's completely making us something else, destroying the capability. You get? Now, if you look at the number of ads you get on your, go to X, go to TikTok, go, the way they are talking about AI right now, the plan is that the world is changing. And I'm looking at the way, when they continue to push something like that, they are never pushing it because it's going to save you or because it's going to make you better. They want to control everything. They want to control, so they want to get something that will put you under the leech, and the sharp mind will first of all pay attention and try to look at what it's all about. So it's good to understand the AI. It's not good to completely neglect it. If you have the technology, it's good, right? You can use it to your own advantage, but don't fully depend on it, because I can smell it. I can, it's not even a whiff at this point again, it's all over the place, that this thing is going to be the next tool to manipulate people. So it is at this point, because I could not sleep, because I felt like people might not get the message that the whole terrorism script is not like we are terrorists. Go and look at all the movies they create. The jihadists, they will always have this black element about them. So it's not like we've never been. The real terrorists. I've posted a lot of evidences on my past videos. So I've posted the evidences on my past videos. They gave us poverty. See, is always a build up. It's like you want to build a house. You put the foundation, you put everything. Blame insecurity in Nigeria on your politicians that are stealing trillions of naira. There is a way they bring poverty in. Poverty is the root cause. And there is a reason why poverty is coming. It's because of corruption. So it's step by step. Look, if the United States want a particular type of influence in your country, they first of all put sanction. They paralyze your economy with sanction. There will be an uprising. Everyone is doing great. Everyone is doing great, brother. So the uprising will lead to a protest. Then before you know it, they already have some people they've bought within that will now be calling for their intervention. Before terrorism came, which was the idea, a typical Nigerian knows nothing about terrorism. Go and look at all of these things that is making some people fight like crazy. They don't even know what they are fighting for. They no purpose. So we are privileged to be at this point, to have access to information that we can speak to ourselves like this. These people don't have the morality to tell us the truth, and they will never have it, because it's not even in their plan to have it. So it is at this point that I wish I can go to bed. And it is at this point I think everyone now, um, I can tell myself now that, okay, now I believe that everyone already understand the playbook. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing from Trinidad and Tobago. No, don't worry. Every black country would get out of this leech. I'm telling you, it has to start somewhere. And that is why we need to unite. Don't get it twisted. If it was not in the AES, if it was in another black state, country, African country, that we are seeing this capacity, we are all going to support. The oppression have gone for so long, and the liberation needs to happen. So we are happy and we are thankful it's happening, and that's why we are contributing and supporting it. You see, there is a way influence radiates. At first, people might not understand, and they'll but gradually things will change. Let me tell you something. Is it Faye? Is it Bashiru? Diomaye Bashiru, the president of Senegal? He's not the right. He's not the chosen one. Osmani Sonko is the chosen one. If Osmani Sonko was the one in power, I can bet it with you that Senegal would be part of the AES state right now. But we can wait. There is time. Like I said, even in the kinetic front, we have time. Time is our friend in this world. What time zone are you in? I'm in the Eastern time zone. I need to get on your schedule. Okay. Shout out to By Design. Right now, the time I use, I don't know if you get it. I use Nigerian time. I love you all so much. Thank you so much, brother. Right now it's 4:56 in Nigeria. So yeah, it's 4:56 in Nigeria. I love you all. I love you all. And funny enough, I did not know how I do it, but I think I know more than 90% of people on this platform because I read comments every day, like every single comment. So we are so dedicated to this. On our Telegram, we are dedicated to serving our people. It's a way of serving our people. So we're happy doing it. 6 hours behind me. Okay. So what I'll do is I think I'll be given a notification. Probably I will drop the thumbnail and I will post it as a normal post so that I prepare people ahead of time for okay, this is when this post will be dropping. And the best way to catch up with what we are doing is to hit the notification bell icon so that when we drop this information, YouTube probably will notify you. Yeah, and we normally drop the information on our Telegram channel too, so that when it happens, you are there. Power from the AES. I really appreciate our brothers from over the pond. The pace, the speed at which you guys have been able to transition into this liberation. It has been phenomenal. It has been unbelievable. um you guys have been a very very big ambassador to the truth. You've been a global, as like you all are ambassadors to the prosperity of Africa. It's very difficult for a lot of Africans to understand what's the purpose of this fight and the importance. Okay, 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 okay. I don't really see, I don't see people as sisters in the family. All of us are soldiers, and in the military, nobody is seen as a female. Like everybody are men in the so like, I don't know. There is a big campaign against the Pan-African community right now. I'm telling you, there's a big campaign against us. So I believe that everybody, each person, one person, we're all strong together. The thing is, the first neighbor will defend the second neighbor. That is one of my biggest words. So our interests should be connected. We might have disagreements. We might not agree with some of our opinions. But at the end of the day, well done, well done so much. I really appreciate. We might have different opinion, but we should always find a way to agree. Do you know something? Africans, like I'm saying, we are different people. We have honor. We have civilization. Like I think we had civilization before the people that said they brought civilization to us. On our Telegram channel, we've been able to kick out a lot of saboteurs. The moderator can actually tell you that we've kicked out a lot of people that had very very bad behaviors. They did not. The least thing you should have when you are educated is manner of approaching other people, no matter their age, young, old. You should when you find yourself in a society where there is a lot of educated and high quality, high level thinking people, you should kind of study and be very very smart and well behaved. But we discovered that most of these people, they don't have the card, they don't have the evidence to tell us our own story. We are giving them stories and we are giving them the evidence, so they try to cause destabilization. And when they are confused, they start talking the disrespectful way, and we are very very quick to let them know, like, This is the African community. We dictate the terms here. You don't come with your level of impunity, the way you behave in your country, and come and behave here, because this is like I understand the game. This is like a mini embassy. Like, this is an African society. This is an ultra African society. I'm sorry, because I know a lot of people support us from all races, but I just want to let people know, this is who we are. If you like us, fine. If you don't, we are not begging anybody to support. We are not begging. We don't need anybody's validation. Like, this is Android community. We are unapologetically doing what we do. It's our story. It's now your own interest to say, okay, you want to support the truth or not, but we don't even want it, because the narrative is about our people. The people they try to convince when they send out a lot of manipulative information is still our people. So our business, first of all, is to our people. They are the priority first. Those are the people we are here to serve all over the world. Our people, the people that look like us, the people that are us. So it's at this point that I bid everyone farewell. So, families, I'm so happy I've been able to communicate to everyone today again. We'll continue to serve you. And please, everybody should help me appreciate Brother Homer. He has been a very, very strong brother. He has been supporting and make sure the Android community goes forward. Um, you know, he has taken our information even to the Alliance of Sahel states authorities. Like, a lot of people know about the Android community more than a lot of people know about the Android community, if you understand what I mean. So I want to say thank you very much to, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate, and I bid you all farewell. Please, everyone, stay safe and stay very, very careful. I need you all. I need you all. We need ourselves. Please, let's stay strong and be united as we have always been. And let's not stop supporting this movement for freedom. Thank you, and God bless you. Bye.